You're watching Around Town with Henry Dormann.
Around Town is sponsored by Chemung Canal Trust Company. They're really nice people. Trust is their middle name. Service is their motto. And I like them a lot, and that's why I bank there. If you ever come by to look me up, I'll be in the vault. Safe place. There are a lot of things going on in Steuben County, and Chauncey Watches, it's a name you don't forget, Chauncey Watches, is running for surrogate. Now, we found out what does a surrogate do, but why would you have such a nice job now as a regular family court judge?
Well, I'm the village and town justice here in Bath.
And you're set for life here, and all of a sudden, you're going to run for surrogate.
Well, the job here in town it's a great job, and I've been doing it for 13 years. And I think I could use that experience and move up to a full-time job in the unified court system. Didn't really expect that Judge Furfer, who's been a fantastic judge, would be retiring this year. So it kind of took people by surprise. The timing is right for me. I just turned 60. It's a 10-year term, and they age you out when you turn 70 years old. So I can do one term. I can do a full term. Ready to go because I've been working here in the village and town court for 13 years. I've had, numerous jury trials, that kind of experience that's, it would help me in that job for sure.
Why would anybody want to run against you?
I don't know.
This is kind of a Republican area, and you've got another Republican running against you in the primary.
They're very nice jobs to have, obviously. You're working for the state. You have the state benefits, and so it's a desirable job. And I think for me, it's a logical step following what I've been doing. I've had a private practice in Canisteo for 30 years. And we do just a little bit of everything over there. We do estate work, we do real estate, I do some criminal defense work, and we do family court and matrimonial law over there, along with a few odds and ends. But it's good experience. It's a broad range of things that I've been exposed to, which would help me as the judge.
There's always one question that I ask, talking on an occasion like this. With everything that you see on the news in the evening, there's, aside from the murders, but politically, people who are saying the most terrible things about other people, insulting them, the whole situation in Washington. Why would anybody in the world want to get involved in politics?
Well, politics is a necessary thing for this job. So, if there's very little politics in it once you're sitting on the bench. I certainly don't sit there in court and say, well, I wonder if this person's a Republican or this person's a Democrat, or it's not even part of the consideration. So there's been various movements afoot where they would say, well, why don't we just appoint all the judges? Well, I think if you appoint all the judges and you don't give the people a chance to put the person in there they want, that creates another whole system of problems where, just the few elite people are picking who your judge is. So I think the people should pick.
You have such an honest looking face. Don't you have any faults?
We all have faults. We all have faults. But I gotta, thank my parents. We grew up in Hornell. Mom was the director of nurses at the hospital at Bethesda for 20 some years. My dad was a salesman for Sears for 26 years over in Hornell before they closed the store. We lost my mom about 5 years ago, rest her soul, but they're both good people. I come from good stock. My mom, her maiden name was Wolcott, and she traces her lineage back to England, and actually Oliver Wolcott, who signed the Declaration of Independence, is one of my ancestors.
Wow.
So he was the governor of Connecticut and signed the Declaration of Independence. So that's my claim to fame.
I hear there's an opening. There's an opening for mayor of Hornell now. He's retiring too.
Yeah, after a few years.
Yeah, quite a few. 20 or 30, I think.
Someone in the room the other night at a meeting said I was 2 when he was elected mayor in Hornell, and now he's running the show.
Do you live in Bath?
We live in Bath. We've been here since '84. I went to law school in Vermont, and while we were there, my wife started working for the VA system. She's a registered nurse. And so when it came time to come back to the area, they said, where do you want to go? And the first place that called was Bath. And so we moved to Bath because I figured I could hit the bricks anywhere.
Now, years ago, I have to tell you, I'm sure you know this, but years ago, there was a lawyer in town named Bob Cole.
Yep.
Cole and Walker,
Yes.
still in existence. He died not too long ago. But every day at about 10 o'clock, Bob Cole and a group of friends would meet at the Old National Hotel for a cup of coffee.
Okay.
The judges, the lawyers, and they'd save a lot of taxpayers' time by just making decisions around the coffee table. Is that still taking place?
I don't think it takes place as often as it used to. I often joke with my colleagues. I say, you know, the gentleman attorneys like Mr. Cole was amazing. You know, he had no business. You know, he very easily could have looked down his nose at some young snot-nosed attorney like me, but he always treated me with respect, and he was a true gentleman. We miss those guys.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Are you going to win?
I'm going to win. I'm going to win. Primary, September
Somehow
12th.
I knew you'd say that.
Yeah.
September 12th.
September 12th, primary.
Don't forget to vote.
Thank you.
I'll be watching.
Around Town with Henry Dormann will return in a moment.
Life, it never stops moving. Getting from here to there. Managing long hours at work. Juggling a busy home. You need a bank that keeps up. That's Chemung Canal Trust Company. Bank online. Bank with our mobile app. Deposit a check with your smartphone. Open an account at Chemung Canal and bank with us anywhere, anytime. Chemung Canal Trust Company. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Please have a seat. I'll be honest. Your resume is not what I'm used to.
I know.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need a hard worker.
Good. I've got 2 part-time jobs and to help my parents pay the
I
bills.
need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find, cultivate, and train a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Guess what? I have some news for you. There's free food right there, junk food. You see that truck? Oh, jeez. It's a 2 Michelin star chef. All for free, ladies and gentlemen. All for free.
Here we have a panzanella with summer vegetables and pesto. Enjoy. How we doing?
Fantastic.
So what do you got going on underneath that plate there?
This food is really about to be thrown away.
Yeah.
Is there something wrong with this food? Where did you get it from?
From farmers markets. They put aside the ugly vegetables and the ugly fruits.
Carrot top, soft avocados. It was all food that was going to be discarded.
Even the drink you had is made from like a little bruised peach. Did it taste a little bruised?
Great. It was good.
The average person throws away 24 pounds of food a month.
That's a lot.
Isn't that a lot? Go visit savethefood.com for more information. Thank you. Junk food time!
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
We now return to Around Town with Henry Dormann.
We're in Hammondsport. This is an interesting segment because I'm here with a very, very talented fellow, Rick Steeves, who is a muralist. Can you imagine that? Muralist. We've never done a muralist before. And we're in Hammondsport, right by the Hammondsport grocery. Cars are coming in and out, people are shopping. It's almost lunch. And there's a mural right here on the side of the grocery store from one end of the block to the other, which he's painted. And he does these custom murals.
That's right.
And not only the murals, but you've done it in such a way that they call it, I think in France, trompe-l'oeil, where it looks exactly like the real brick.
That's right, yeah.
But it's fake brick, and it's just paint that you have created this whole masterwork from. Where did you come up first with the idea for all of these?
Well, the building...
Wait a minute, I got a big question to ask.
Okay.
So where did you come up with it? Who booked you for this? Is it expensive? How can other people have it done? And what should they do to get in touch with you? How's that? So the next segment is all yours.
Okay.
He's fascinating. You got to meet him because he is a talent. And he's got a beard that I would like to have. I always wanted a beard, and he got one just the way I wanted it. Now it's all yours.
Okay. We have done some interesting work together. Yeah. I was after this building years ago because it lends itself perfectly to a mural, because the outcroppings, if you will, kind of frame in the sections, and it provides an opportunity to not just do one great big long mural, but break it up and make a statement in actually 6 different ways on this particular building. So for a lot of years I was trying to figure out a way to get the community to embrace the murals, and a lot of people here aren't familiar with them. Some even refer to them as graffiti or things of that nature. They weren't sure what they were going to get. So what I did was I asked the grocery owner to loan the building out as a facade for a mural. So we started with Glenn Curtis here, and I did that one pretty much at my cost, because what I was trying to do was show the community what we were talking about. And when I finished, I got a lot of requests to do the rest of the building, which wasn't my original intention. My intention was to create a form of art in the community that I could get other artists engaged in and have a community sort of effort with murals and sort of a variety of styles and techniques. But people began to come out of the woodwork and request that I paint the rest of them so that they all matched. So we negotiated a price for each section, and different people stepped forward to sponsor each section one at a time.
How much was it?
Well, these sections I sold for $1,500
each.
Yes, which in my profession is not normally what the price would be.
It's pretty inexpensive.
Yes, it's sort of to accommodate the situation. I wanted to make sure that we got it done and we didn't have a lot of hesitation on getting it paid for. So I was willing to do all of them together for that price and get it done. The majority of the work is in the stone work, which is a faux stone. The building is a stucco, just a flat sort of bland stucco. So I began by hand painting the stones with 3 or 4 different layers of paint, and then I would airbrush underneath of them to give them a little bit of a pop on the wall. And I was mentioning earlier, I had somebody tell me just last week that they saw a bird trying to land on one of the stones. So I guess it worked. Can't get a better compliment than from nature itself. Right. So I got that part done last fall, and the winter set in a little early. I had 4 of these painted. I had 2 left to do, and they've had to wait till now. And that's where we are. I'm currently working on the first one in the building, Pleasant Valley.
Now you must be, after this, very popular as far as other people wanting to have murals done. Can anyone call you and get a mural, and does it have to be on a certain surface or in a certain place, or are there city ordinances about it, or how does somebody get your work?
Basically, they can contact me through my website or just call me. My website is Summers, SOMERS, creative.
Summers Creative.
And I paint up and down pretty much the East Coast. Don't go too far inland, not by choice, it's just that's where my exposure is. So from Naples, Florida to Maine, I've got murals in residential and commercial.
You don't happen to paint in Naples in the wintertime in New York, do you? I mean, that's a perfect job.
Naples, Florida, or Naples?
Naples, Florida, yeah.
Yeah, oh, sure I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figure you have it made. You just go where the weather is.
I have grandkids down there as well.
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, I travel up and down the coast and I paint on just about anything. I haven't run into a surface that I can't prep and properly paint a long-lasting mural on. So,
do they last? I mean, this is a lot of work, but does it wear away with the weather?
Well, it's kind of a matter of perspective. These murals behind me will probably last between 15 and 20 years before they need touching up. They are coated. Exterior murals of this nature have two sets of clear coat. The first one is a water-based that can't be removed no matter what you do. That protects the mural. And then a top coat on that is petroleum-based clear. And so if you came along and put some graffiti on my mural, then I could wipe yours away and the mural would still be safe. And I would just reapply the top coat. So there's various ways to protect murals and keep them going a long, long time.
What's your next great project?
Well, we're working right now on getting the funding put together for a 2-story building in Corning. Oh. It's a brick building, rather plain, which is usually what happens. I come along and take tired old plain facades and turn them into something exciting. And it's more of a community-based project, much like this one. The community of Hammondsport came out of the woodwork. Most of them I do not know, but when I'm here painting, they'll come up and thank me for doing a historic mural so they can celebrate their heritage.
Well, congratulations. You are a great talent. You need to see these, and you need to see, when is the one in Corning going to be finished?
Well, we're waiting on funding, but it will be this summer.
How much?
The funding for that one is $13,000.
In case you want to contribute, you never know.
It's on Kickstarter.
Is it? And you may want to have him do something for you, because he can make a building that's flat look three-dimensional.
Right.
With the way he has a talent of just...
Trump Loy we're doing in Corning. I think we've talked about that with your station once already. Yeah.
Well, he does everything very nicely. And not only that, but when he does it and it's finished, it appreciates in value.
Yes, it does. Well,
gets more and more expensive.
That's right.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Come by Hammondsport, right on the side of the grocery store, right on Hammondsport, right in the square. Can't miss it. I'll be here. I'm going to put my initials in the bottom of this when he's not looking.
Around Town with Henry Dormann will return in a moment.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Strawberries?
Okay.
Life, it never stops moving. Getting from here to there. Managing long hours at work. Juggling a busy home. You need a bank that keeps up. That's Chemung Canal Trust Company. Bank online. Bank with our mobile app. Deposit a check with your smartphone. Open an account at Chemung Canal and bank with us anywhere, anytime. Chemung Canal Trust Company. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Yeah, it's going down. We about to live it up, y'all. Let's go.
It's a big world, and now we're loving this town. It's our turn, so put your hands up. We on the big screen, and everybody's here living out our dreams. Dreams, whoa. Yeah, yeah. Don't be scared, take a chance. Come on, give me a hand. It's time to laugh, time to smile. Now let's get up and dance. Come on, everybody, let's live it up. Let it out if you can't get enough. This right here gon' make you jump, jump, jump. This is home. This is the place. We break it out, we sing it loud, scream and shout. This is home. Hey, yeah. This is home.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it.
I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
WENY News is dedicated to news in our community with an award-winning news team focused on stories that impact the Twin Tiers. Awarded by the New York Associated Press for Best News Series, Best Investigative Reporting, Best Enterprise Reporting, Best Spot News, Best Public Service, Best Documentary, Best Sports Coverage, Best Use of Photography, Best Weathercast, Best Feature, Best Reporter Anchor, and Grand Prize, Outstanding News Operation. For award-winning and complete news coverage that matters to you, turn to WENY News. We now return to Around Town with Henry Dormann.
This is a cold, summer, wonderful day on the shores of beautiful Hammondsport, right by the City Hall, and we are visited by this distinguished character. How's that for an introduction? Huh? Wow. I want to tell you, it is freezing. It's going to be 80 degrees 2 days from now, but right now it's very cold and I'm bundled up. I've even got my life vest on because we have these kayaks and it's exciting. Or just fell over. In any case, we're here with the fellow who owns an interesting company that you will want to use this summer if you're going out on Lake Keuka, a kayak company. You rent kayaks.
Yes, I do.
Do you rent other boats too? Or ships?
Just really got your kayaks, your tandem kayaks, and your canoes.
And his name is Carter Watson, right?
Correct.
I mean, Carter Watson. This is Jimmy Carter and Thomas J. Watson. You got a combination of really pretty strong names there. How did you get into this? And you work this out of your house, right on the shores of Lake Keuka.
Yeah, I work it right out of my house. My uncle was too busy doing another business. He came to me one day and this is your offer, you can take it, and
that's pretty nice.
Here we go.
And you said yes?
Yeah.
And now you have kayaks all over your backyard?
That I do.
How many have you got?
We got 6 single kayaks, another 3 tandem kayaks, and then 3 canoes.
And you launch them right from your house?
I want to either launch them right here,
right
at
here,
Depot Park, either here, over at Champlain Beach, or wherever they want it around Keuka Lake.
That's nice. Makes it easy.
Easy for them. It's not nice. You get to see the country, you get to drive around the lake. Nice, calm, warm days.
So you actually take them to wherever they are,
Yep.
the guest is or the client is?
Yep, most of the time I get to go right to their cottage, talk to them.
Did they offer you drinks and tea and coffee and
Couple
sandwiches
times.
or things?
Couple times.
It's a nice job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this expensive? I'm wearing this because they give you a life vest to go with it. They let you loan it, they don't give it to you. But I was cold, so I took this. Tell me this is not expensive.
No, my rates are actually the cheapest around the lake.
You're the cheapest around the lake. That's a good phrase. How much?
For a full 24 hours, you pay $30.
And what do you do? Rent it during the night too?
If they normally, most people use it during the day.
Mm-hmm.
But
for 24 hours, you get to keep it if you want.
Yep.
Is it safe to go out at night?
Oh, you're supposed to be in by dark because they don't have lights on the boats.
Ah, so it's against the law really to take it out at night. What do you do for fun? Do you just sit there and freeze in this kind of weather?
No, it's just going out, meeting the new people. I mean, I've met people all around the world.
Really?
I've got people from UK. Just recently, I had people come in from Europe. Right from me.
Why? How? How do they happen to get in touch with you?
It's either must have just searched up right on Google or searching up somehow.
And after you meet them and they use your kayaks and you collect some very small amount of rental money, what do you do otherwise? Do you make lifelong friends with the people that you meet through Google? I'm always amazed about Google because there are things that this web does that I can never keep track of.
Oh yeah, I'm not really lifelong friends. They keep me in mind. They say, a lot of them say, oh, when we come back next year, we'll get in touch with you again, or they'll give it out to other people.
Mm-hmm.
So you get that really needed word
of mouth.
Yep.
Well, this is a situation which is nice in the summertime and when the weather is good. But what do you do for the rest of the year?
They just kind of sit there, sit out
What
back.
do you do? You just sit there too?
Oh, I have another job year-round on top of this, and then I start going to college.
Oh, what's the other job?
I work at the Tops right in Bath.
At Tops, the supermarket?
Yep.
I'm going there later today. Why, you can tell us what the bargains are. So what do you do at Tops?
I work in the deli.
In the deli, and you slice the bologna.
Yep.
That's interesting. And what are you going to be when you grow up after college?
Well, I plan to keep, running businesses because I really enjoy it, but...
Did you hear that phrase, running businesses? So this is just a drop in the bucket.
Yes, this is a start.
This is a start. What's the rest of it going to be?
Well, I really do wish to get that old drive-in movie theater in Bath back up and running.
That could be a nice business. Are you going to try to get that? It's available.
Eventually.
It's the only drive-in theater in, I think, any place miles and miles around. And the equipment is still there and the screen is still there. You going to try for that?
Hopefully, sometime down the road.
You need any help?
Yeah, I might need some help.
He needs help. If you want to help buy a movie theater in Bath, a drive-in, only one for miles around, get in touch. How do you contact you?
You're going to call me right at 607-368-3268, or you could go right to my website, and there's other ways to contact me.
What's your website?
It'd be Keuka Lake Kayak and Bike Rentals.com.
Give him a call. Rent a kayak, buy a movie theater. I'd love to see all this happening. Everything starts with some interesting idea. Thank you very much.
You're watching WENY HD.